give that little bit of applause. How are you, NDRT? Yeah! Are you ready to have some fun? Listen, I gotta start by being honest with you. I did not go to school to be classical music's #1 maverick. That's my nickname. I went to school with the dream of simply becoming a world-famous classical concert pianist. I knew that all my life would sound a little bit like this, a little Mozart, Chopin, Beethoven, of course. So imagine my disappointment when at my first lesson, my piano teacher broke out in awful level 1 piano roll. Sounded like this. Wait for it. It was so awful. I took the whole book home, learned the entire thing, brought it back to my second lesson, and I begged my teacher, please let me go on to some more advanced music. But he said, no, Jade. We must go one page at a time. And that torture went on for 8 or 9 months. Until unfortunately, my piano teacher, he passed away. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's a very sad occasion. But if I'm being honest, I have to admit that I was just a little bit happy. Because I knew I'd get a new teacher. So I go to my second teacher, and he breaks out an awful level 2. offer is a good one, then why would you stop there? So I believe that anybody can change just a little bit. But I truly believe that if you're serious about doing things differently, then you've got to decide to not just change, but to be the remix. And then when you do that, when you decide to be the remix, what happens is you have something new to offer the world. And when you do that, what happens is people decide to come on a whole new experience with you. I'm going to do something now that I was so afraid to do in the beginning. You can't see, but inside the piano are these electronic boxes. I'm going to turn them on now, and they're going to totally change the sound that we've been offering. But you gotta promise me one thing. They told me that you guys were a little bit conservative. Is that true? I don't believe it. So what I'm gonna do now is bring something in called bass. You ever heard of bass? We're gonna drop some bass and see if you guys survive, okay? Here is what I like to call my version of Flight of the Bumblebee, which is the flight. Are you okay? You're still with me. He couldn't understand, Jade, do I tell them you're a pianist or a speaker or a fashion plate or a beat maker or an author or a minister? And I told him, tell him yes. Yes to all of the above. I think what was really happening was that he didn't understand I was trying to, expand my portfolio. I know you guys did that more than he probably did. So what I understood after this was that reinventing seems like an easy thing to do. You guys are enjoying yourself so far, right? See, I think that's really because I'm the one up here doing all the heavy lifting. But what happens when you walk outside the doors of MDRT? Are you truly going to be ready then to commit to doing something new? Something that you have never tried before? How many of you really feel like you're ready now, you're going to be ready, especially after these 3 days, to just try something new? Who's ready? Just curious. I just want to come down so I can see you a little bit better. And I've been putting in a lot of work here. I got it. I've been walking in heels since I was 3 years old, sir. I got it. Yes, thank you. So what I remember is that sometimes when I'm speaking at events like this, we get all excited and it's easy to say we're inspired in the moment. And we think that we're ready for our big moment, but when it really comes, we sort of shrink back. Just curious as well, I'd like to know who else in the room. Are there any other pianists? I'd like to know who knows how hard I'm working up there. Raise your hand if you're a pianist, yeah? We're pianists there? Okay, just like to know who's in there. Now, curious, who in this room is ready for their big moment? What if it happened not tomorrow, but what if it were to happen right now? Who'd be ready? Let me just, I thought you guys were like $1 million round table people. What happened? All the hands just, Do you see how that happens? when the moment gets closer, people are less likely to volunteer for it. Oh, I see some hands still up there. I'm so curious. Oh, wow. You know, I get sort of a sixth sense about people who are ready for their big moment. Just something about the way they look, maybe the way they're dressed, maybe the way they carry themselves. Just something lets me know. And you know, even when I don't even have to look, I kind of get close and I sort of get a sixth sense of what their name is even. I think, it's like Kyle? Is that oh my gosh, Kyle! I think you're ready for your big moment. Yes, don't you agree? I think so. Nod your head, yes. Come on, Kyle, come to the stage here, Kyle. Kyle, I want you to just go up. Let me just ask, first of all, do you play the piano by any chance?
No, ma'am.
You don't play the piano? You're perfect. Go ahead up and sit at the piano for me, Kyle. You know, it's so funny, Kyle, they were really clapping for you loudly, and I'm sure it's because they just love you so much and especially love your suit. But I think the reason they were clapping and cheering so loudly is because they think they're off the hook. It's so funny because I also feel like somebody over here is ready for their big moment. You know, I just feel like somebody who is really wishing she didn't raise her hand and said she played the piano. Yes, ma'am. Come on with me. Who do we have there? Catherine? Everybody say hello, Catherine. Catherine, come to the stage, lady. This is your big moment. So tell me, how long have you been playing the piano?
Same length of time you've been wearing high heel boots.
Oh, she says she's got sass, y'all. Come on, Catherine, you're perfect for this. Here's what's gonna happen, thank you. And I want you to help Catherine as well. So Kyle and Catherine, Kyle, you have a seat right there, sir. We're just gonna make a little music together, okay? So we're gonna stay kind of in the key of C minor. You're gonna scoot over. You gotta make room for Catherine. She's gonna squish on there right with you. Come on, she's not gonna bite. Well, she might bite, I'm not sure. Catherine. So Kyle, we're just gonna kind of stay in C minor here. I'm gonna give you just a simple bass line. Back and forth. Now when you get brave, you can change it up if you want to. But can you just stay there for a little bit? You can use two hands if you want. Now, Catherine, whenever you feel moved, but preferably in the next 10 seconds or so, you're gonna just add whatever little melody line you want to add. Oh, excuse me, she's got it all figured out. I want you to know I did not plant these people. Before we got here, they had no idea they'd be on stage right now. Listen, what we're learning here is that if you are maverick leaders, which I know that you are, you're going to have to take a big risk with your team. You're going to trust that you have the right team in place to do exactly what it's time for you to do. And you're going to take people of different skill levels. Some that have never quite done what you're asking. Some that have been doing it since they were 3 years old. And then you're not going to micromanage them. You're going to trust that at the right moment, as a maverick leader, you're just going to lean in and make things a little bit better. choose, no matter what their skill level, they always get up here and deliver. Because I believe that when you're in a room full of winners like yourself, there is something about us that will always rise to the occasion. Always, always, always. So when you see something like that, don't let it just be a show that Catherine, Kyle, and Jade put on. Let that remind you that you already have the team you need to do the groundbreaking things you are looking to do. And then what's going to happen is you're going to make one more move here. And in this move, what you're going to do is the opposite of the beginning. In the beginning, I told you to embrace endings. Now you're going to embrace resurrection. That means that there are parts of you that have to come back to life in order for you to do what you are called to do. It's going to require you to stop compartmentalizing yourself. You're going to now decide to bring your humor to the table, your belief system, your work ethic, your stories, and you're going to bring every single part of yourself to every single table, every single time. You have to get curious now about discovering who you have always been intended to be. I believe even your unique background is going to help you attract who you need to attract. You see, many of us are looking to build teams and recruit and retain new team members. The only way you're going to get the right people is if you as the leader are being all of yourself. Because the fullest version of you will attract the best team members who are uniquely designed to operate in the same mode as you do. And you'll have to get very curious. If you can begin to blend parts of yourself, parts of the passionate things that you love, if you can take things that used to be traditional and even begin to bring parts of your own history, your own ancestry to the table, I promise there are clues in how you were designed, how you were built, where you come from, that tell you things like maybe you're designed, Jade, to help people find their own rhythm. I promise when you start to look back, you'll find that it's a magical blend that you have to offer, and when you do it, magical things happen. So listen, what have we learned? We've learned that mavericks embrace endings. They redefine purpose. They boldly accept every invitation to reinvent when it's offered. They embrace resurrection, but now what? Now I'm going to ask you to do the most dangerous thing ever. A maverick is going to have to set an arbitrary deadline to evolve. March 14th, 2014 at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time was my arbitrary deadline to evolve. It was the date that I would make my debut at the famous South by Southwest Music Festival in Austin, Texas. And I was going to make my debut as a rhyming beat-making classical pianist who took her audiences on concert adventures from Rachmaninoff to rap. I figured there is no way in the world they are not going to pick me, because they didn't pick classical musicians, but I thought, with that application, they're going to pick me. And you know what? They picked me! Oh my God, they chose me, which is awesome! Don't clap, it's not that awesome. Because at the time of the application, I did not know how to do any of those things. I had never rapped before. I had never created my own beats. The only thing I had ever done was play the piano. But now I had a date. Now I had an invitation. Now I had a deadline to become the biggest, boldest version of myself possible. You are going to have to set a date. And on that date, you're going to be specific and you're going to say, what is it, who is it that I need to become next in order to do what I am designed to do right now? And when you pick that date, you're going to get excited about it because you're going to trust that you already have every tool you need to become who you need to be. Whether it's a better leader, a better spouse, a better parent, a better advisor, whatever it is, I promise you, you already have the foundation to become just that. I'm going to play now for you my concluding piece here. But I want you to remember this last thing as well, which is one of the moves that you're going to have to make is you're not going to leave here the same way. You're going to leave being connected to people that you know want to move more like a maverick as well. I want you to connect with me, and then I want you to tell me how you are looking to evolve. I want you to tell me what is it you're looking to do to become the next you, and what is it you're looking to achieve. And then when you do that, you're going to set that date, and you better believe I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to end now with a piece called Black Beethoven. It is the piece that helped me be named one of the best of South by Southwest 2014. And it is my story. It's also your story in a way. It's the story of what it's like to show up in unexpected places doing unexpected things. Sometimes when you get there, people are going to be confused. One lady thought I was the usher instead of the pianist. So I politely sat her near the front of the auditorium, right, so she could see the piano. One man thought that because I had played Beethoven so well, he gave me a compliment. He tried, and he said, "Young lady, you are a credit to your race." You see, I could have been offended, but mavericks don't take offense. They take note of moments to educate and inspire. As you begin moving like a maverick, I want you to take note of those moments. I saw that man, and I knew he was trying his best to say something really awesome, and I said, "Sir, I think you meant to say that I am a credit to the entire human race." You see, you're going to have to hear things differently as a maverick. I want you to hear this piece. Don't let it be the closing spectacle of the closing speaker. Instead, let it be the representation of what it looks like when you decide to be all of yourself every single time and bring that fullest version of yourself to every single table, every single time. Thank you so much, MDRT. competition. I played Beethoven. They would fool when I hit the keys really fast. Really, they was worried that the precious highway wouldn't last. I won it all, had the trophy in my right hand, but on my left was the seersucker old man. He looked me dead in my cute little round face, told me with a smile I was a credit to my own race. I was worried for this man, he about to get got. If my angry daddy was an earshot, but he kept going, said he wished the others were like me. If only he would play a little Beethoven and Debussy. I shoot him off, no time for nonsense. But who'd have thought I'd keep running into ignorance? One chick thought I was the usher, so I see her from 9. Then I proceeded to take the stage, proceeded to blow her mind. Get up off of my gown, clown. Get up off of my stage, gauge. You're not gonna block out my shine, Ryan. You're not gonna hamper this grind, Ryan. Get up out of my trailer, Taylor. Get up out of my cake, Jake. You're not gonna be holding this back, Jack. Didn't you know Beethoven was black? You whack. Thank you, MDRT.
Wow, Jade. I've been sitting there thinking, I wonder what would have happened if my piano teacher had died. But anyway, let's not go there. There are so many great takeaways in your message, and each one was so relevant to the challenges we are facing in our profession today. Your beautiful playing was an extra touch that made this evening's opening